Phil Spencer's vision for Xbox. Hogwarts Legacy continues on top, selling like water. Phil Spencer talks about the CMA's decision and way more in this video. So, my name is Juan, welcome to Game News, and don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and comment something down below. It helps a ton. So, without further ado, let's go straight to the news. So guys, as always, let's first go over some of the fast news. Hogwarts Legacy brand new cosmetic DLC is coming this week and is inspired by none other than Charms Professor Ronan. But there is a catch, you will have to watch a specific Twitch stream to get your hands on this new set. Don't worry though, if you miss out on the exclusive Merlin's Cloak item the first time around, you will have another chance to snag it during the same stream. So if you are eager to deck out your Hogwarts student in some fresh new gear, be sure to tune in to the Legacy live stream at 9 AM PT and watch eligible Twitch streams from May 5 to June 1. Epic Games Store is offering 3 new games for free for you. And these games are Against All Odds, Horizon Chase Turbo, and Cow the Kangaroo. But that's not all, because on May 11, fans of The Sims 4 can claim a content bundle of DLC which includes the Jungle Adventure Game Pack, Luxury Party Stuff Pack, and the Fashion Street Kit. In a recent blog post, Bungie shared its plans for tweaking every subclass in the game, including the newest Darkness ability known as Strand. For more information, the patch note is in the description. After over 20 years, a brand new Shadow Man game has been announced. Guys, Blowfish Studio just revealed Shadow Man Dark Legacy, a sequel to the classic game originally released in the late 90s. The reveal trailer is in the description. Guys, Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, recently gave an interview where he discussed Xbox's current state and future direction. And despite recent setbacks, including decreasing console sales and the block acquisition of Activision Blizzard, Spencer remains focused on pursuing a different vision and metrics of success for Xbox. So, in an interview with Kinda Funny, Spencer admitted that Xbox is third in the console marketplace and that there is no simple solution for this problem. He's not too concerned about out-consoling competitors, claiming that Xbox is not in the business of trying to beat Sony or Nintendo. Instead, he wants to pursue a different vision for Xbox. Guys, let's watch the interview.
We're not in the business of out-consoling Sony or out-consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, but it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top 2 players are as strong as they are and have, in certain cases, very discrete focus on doing deals and other things that will that kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not on anybody else. Our vision is that everybody who's on console has to feel like they have a great experience and they're a first-class citizen. They've invested a ton in our platform. But we are not in a position, and I see it out there, I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true that if we go off and build great games, all of a sudden you're going to see console share shift in some dramatic way. We lost the worst generation to lose in the Xbox One generation, where everybody built their digital library of games. So when you go and you're building on Xbox, we want our Xbox community to feel awesome. But this idea that if we just focused more on great games on our console, that somehow we're going to win the console race, I think doesn't really lay into the reality of most people. Like 90% of the people every year who walk into a retailer to buy a console are already a member of one of the 3 ecosystems. And their digital library is there. This is the first generation where the big games that they're playing were games that were available last gen. When you think about Fortnite and Roblox and Minecraft, like the continuity from generation to generation is so strong. I see a lot of pundits out there that kind of want to go back to the time where we all had cartridges and discs and every new generation was a clean slate and you could switch the whole console share. That's just not the world that we are in today. There is no world where Starfield's an 11 out of 10 and people start selling their PS5s. That's not going to happen.
I agree with him. Microsoft's intention was never to sell consoles. Microsoft's entire business model revolves around selling service, not products, because they did realize a long time ago that selling service have lower cost, provide recurring revenue streams, have higher customer retention rates, and many many other advantages. And that's why Microsoft doesn't mind being in third place in the console market. Guys, since the beginning, Xbox was a way for Microsoft to enter the gaming market, for them to sell service, the biggest one being Game Pass. And they did achieve their goal. Today, the Game Pass has millions of subscribers giving money every single month to Microsoft. Whereas, if they did focus only on selling consoles, they would be lost because the purchase of a video game console is a one-time purchase, or every end of the month you go to Walmart to buy a new console. Of course not. Guys, $999, which is the Game Pass price, multiplied by 12 is $119. And calculating this value by the quantity of years that a generation lasts, that is at least 5 years, each Game Pass subscriber spends at least $599 during the lifetime of the console, which is an amazing price to pay for 5 years of games for a customer, and an amazing profit for Microsoft, because this value times millions of subscribers is a fortune. So you can see that Microsoft doesn't need to sell millions of consoles. The existence of Xbox is for them to have one more platform for them to put their service. So the Xbox console, the product, isn't the main revenue for Microsoft in the gaming industry. Even Sony already realized how great the Game Pass is, and they are investing more in the PS Plus to try to compete. And the main reason why Sony doesn't want Microsoft to buy Activision Blizzard is because of the Game Pass. Because imagine how many people wouldn't pay $9.99 per month to play Call of Duty instead of paying $60 or now $70, because that's the direction that the market is going lately to play Call of Duty. The Game Pass would gain thousands of subscribers while Sony would lose thousands of players. It's worth noting that this would not mean that Microsoft would sell more Xboxes, because the Game Pass is on a lot of platforms, and with the constant volume of people building their own PC, I believe that Xbox sales would grow. Yes, but not in an astronomical way. But I don't agree with Phil when he says that good games don't sell consoles. It is true that even if Starfield is an 11 out of 10 game, people are not going to sell their PlayStation to buy an Xbox. As he himself knows very well, most people already have a preferred console where they have already built their game library. But you don't want them to sell their PlayStation. You want them to sign the Game Pass. And signing the Game Pass is not as big of a decision like choosing what console you want to buy, because most people don't have money to buy two consoles, an Xbox and a PlayStation, so they decide, okay, I'm gonna buy an Xbox or I'm gonna buy a PlayStation. But a lot of people have a PlayStation and a PC because it is an investment that makes more sense than having, two consoles. And the Game Pass is on a PC. So incredible games would give those who already have a PC more reasons to subscribe to Game Pass. So I believe that if Starfield is a 11 out of 10 game, a lot of people who have a PC would subscribe to Game Pass just to play Starfield. So it doesn't matter if you're selling console. What matters if you have more Game Pass subscribers. So that's why you need great games. In this part, I think he is not completely correct, because you can have another perspective on the subject. So that's my opinion about this situation. Redfall, the vampire-infested first-person shooter developed by Arcane Studio, was highly anticipated by Xbox fans. However, its launch has been nothing short of disappointing, with harsh criticism from reviewers and players alike. So Phil Spencer spoke out about Redfall's launch and how the team intends to proceed. Let's see the interview.
Well, of course, Redfall has released from Arcane Austin, and it's been a tough release week for that, coming out to low reviews and a lot of disappointment from many fans. Can you talk about that? What is your thoughts right now as we head into the first week of this game being out?
There's nothing that's more difficult for me than disappointing the Xbox community, and just to kind of watch the community lose confidence, be disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm upset with myself. I kind of revisit our process. I think back to the announcement of 60 frames per second, and then we weren't shipping 60 frames per second. That was kind of our punch in the chin, rightfully, a couple weeks ago. The critical response was not what we wanted. Kind of pick myself up. What can we learn? How can we get better? One thing I'll fight is kind of what went wrong. There's clearly quality and execution things that we can do. But one thing I won't do is push against creative aspirations of our teams. I'm a huge supporter of Arcane Austin. Their track record is awesome. I love a lot of the great games that they've built. This is one where the team didn't hit their own internal goals when it launched. I think it's maybe a little simplistic to just say, hey, if you would have just delayed it 3 months, the core creative of the game would have delivered on something that was different than what it was. The team at Arcane is on taking the near-term feedback. We're still working on the 60 frames per second. We have a good timeline for that. We're committed to getting that done. And we're going to continue to work the game. I think we've shown a commitment to games like Sea of Thieves and like Grounded to continue to go and build games. But I also know that these games are $70, and I'm not gonna I'm gonna take full responsibility for launching a game that needs to be great.
Guys, Phil is an example to be followed in the game industry. Many executives would totally throw the blame on the studio or just not say anything about the bad release of the game. But this man comes and accepts the blame, even knowing that the fault of this game being this way is totally the fault of the developer team. Because in my opinion, Redfall is a game that the creative part of the game is as poorly done as the technical part, and postponing the game would not change this. They could, yes, polish the game in technical terms, but they wouldn't be able to change the creative and the artistic part of the game, and that's where Redfall seems more. For example, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. The game is totally poorly optimized, but the creative part of the game, the animations, the storyline, the art direction, the soundtrack, the gameplay, the acting, and the cutscenes are good. Technically, the game is awful, but you can forgive the poor performance of the game because the game creatively managed to deliver a good experience, which is not the case with Redfall. So Phil accepting the blame is an act of courage because this is not his fault. There is nothing that he could do to make Redfall better. And guys, there is always this possibility. Not all games will be creatively amazing. There are several games that are technically great but creatively are weak. A clear example of this situation is Returnal. The game is technically great, but the creative part of the game is very weak, and therefore the game was not so successful. So it will always be up to the studio to make the game work creatively. Unfortunately, Arcane didn't get it with Redfall, and surely they will try again, and let's hope this time it will be a great game. So guys, keeping talking about Phil Spencer. Yes, I know. A lot of stuff about Phil Spencer. But thank you, Phil Spencer. Thank you, Kinda Funny, especially, for giving us this amount of content for today. Thank you so much. So guys, the UK Competitions and Market Authority, CMA, blocked Microsoft's $68.7 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard. The decision came as a surprise to many people, given that Microsoft had already secured regulatory approval in other countries. And Phil Spencer spoke about the decision, and he cited the CMA's definition of the cloud gaming market as a major factor. So according to Spencer, the CMA's definition of the market doesn't really exist yet, and he believes that the body's concerns are premature, saying, "I think they have a point of view that maybe we have a lead in a market that is just forming and that this content could somehow prohibit others from competing in the market. But we'll appeal, we'll stay on it." The company remains very, very committed. So guys, this shows how Phil understands this market. I have a full video about this where I talk specifically about the CMA block being around the cloud gaming market. So I'm not gonna go in depth into the subject again. So if you wanna hear my opinion about the subject, the video is in a card. You guys can go there, watch it, enjoy. Just like Dungeons & Dragons is the undisputed king of tabletops RPGs, Diablo is the undisputed king of isometric hack-and-slash action RPGs. I know, Pathfinder players, chill out, calm down, don't type anything, chill out. Diablo has been around for more time and they have more players. But now, Pathfinder has decided to take on Diablo for a piece of the action RPG pie. Guys, the upcoming game Pathfinder Abomination Vaults is a cooperative hack-and-slash game for up to 4 players. The game is based on the real-life Pathfinder expansion of the same name, which is 10-story mega dungeon. The game features a Diablo-like camera, a wide range of monsters to slay, and a lot of action. So the developers are promising a lot of stuff, and they are promising a similar experience to Diablo. So maybe it's worth trying. Guys, Max Auden, using new Zeus game performance monitor, recently revealed that Hogwarts Legacy is the top grossing game of Q1 2023. The PC version of the game topped the charts in both the US and UK, while the console version holds a respectable position of second place in the UK. Auden notes that Hogwarts Legacy is considered a premium title alongside Sons of the Forest and Dead Space, which outperform Epic Games' live server blockbuster Fortnite. Guys, this premium status is likely due to the game's highly anticipated release and the massive fan base surrounding Harry Potter franchise. While Hogwarts Legacy may have come up short behind FIFA 23 in the UK, this is no great surprise given the country's burning passion for football. Yes, I'm gonna say football because it is football. If you wanna fight, go down in the comments and we will solve this problem. Okay, guys, Auden points out that FIFA 23 is a highly popular game in the UK and it has always going to be tough competition for Hogwarts Legacy. So Hogwarts Legacy keeps selling like water. I mean, there is a lot of reasons for this, but the main reason is obviously because the game is really good. So if you haven't played yet, Hogwarts Legacy is an amazing experience. So guys, this is all for me for now. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, comment something down below. And of course, a huge hug, love, and peace.